Bassem Youssef. I don't know if you've heard about this guy before. When I was on the Jimmy Dore show, I was able to play one of his videos, him going off of Piers Morgan. It was amazing. We had such a great response. And here's what he said the other day. Now, from what I understand, the BBC removed part of his interview that they had the other day from their network. We were able to catch a piece of it. I think that Bassem Youssef, and this is the power of comedy, ladies and gentlemen, comedians really, really can get the point across and really go deep inside the paint and get to a lot of people's mentalities out there and really reach them where a lot of political analysts or journalists or commentators, they can't get in these spaces. Sometimes the power of comedy can just trump all. And I thought it was amazing what Bassem Youssef said the other day. Now, guys, if you aren't on the Pasta to Go YouTube, you need to get there right away. Jamie, make sure you put it down below. We're going to share it, but this will be the last segment. We're going to be doing the Dr. Wilmer Leon and the Garland Nixon interview over on the Pasta to Go YouTube. But check this out. This is Bassem Youssef talking about Israel, Gaza, and just the whole logic behind it, or the craziness, the stuff that doesn't make sense, and the way it's portrayed in the United States. There's a slaughter going on of innocent civilians. Like I said, I don't care what you call it. If you want to use the term genocide, you don't. You want to use the term ethnic cleansing, you don't. I don't care at this point. It's just dead wrong. And what are we doing? Sitting back on our asses while innocent children and civilians are being slaughtered with American-made weapons. And the way the American government is coming at it, the way the Israeli government is coming at it, it's just mind-blowing. Listen to Bassem Youssef.
People who shouting from the river to the sea are not really Islamic, and they don't, and many of them don't even agree with Hamas. The river to the sea is a Palestinian chant, it's not an Islamic chant. That's number one. Number two, from the river to the sea is not coined by the Palestinians, it's coined by the Israelis. It's in the Likud party chart in 1977. They say from the sea to the Jordan, there are only going to be Israeli sovereignty. So they coined the thing before that. Second of all, when I criticize Israel, I criticize it because it's in a position of power. I'm absolutely no fan of Hamas. And you know, from my history in Egypt, the Muslim Brotherhood doesn't like me, and I don't like them either. I am against a theocracy, and I'm against like religion being in politics. And that's why I find it very hypocritical from Israel saying that we are a secular democratic state, and at the same time that we are a Jewish state. What are you? Are you a theocracy or a democracy? Are you something like for the secular for everybody, or you just like or exclusively for the Jews? And so that's why is it like when the West talks about everything, it's liberal, secular, democratic. Only when it comes to Israel, it's biblical. Why? You know, that's the problem. Try to convince me that Israeli have more right in this land, more than Palestinian, without using religion. They can't. Because it's like even that the liberal Zionists, they're all about, oh, we're atheists, we don't believe in God. But it is the God gave them to them. They're promised people, promised land, promised by whom? Chosen people, chosen by whom? The God, my God, your God, whose God? As an American, how do I feel when an American representative wears the whole uniform of the IDF? When my politicians that I vote to receive their money from special interest group, whether they're APAC or NRA. So suddenly my votes are gone to waste. So now people, and the Democrats are blackmailing us. It's like, oh, if you don't vote for Biden, Trump will come. So what have Biden done to us? And I actually coined a new name for Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Geriatric Genocide Biden. The guy is not even like good enough to be a genocide guy. He's geriatric. He's dementic. And I want him to go back down in history, losing this for people, because people need to understand that you cannot. Yes,
as a significant voice in the Arab American community, you're telling me you want Joe Biden to lose.
I want him to lose. I don't care about Trump winning, but I want Joe Biden to, because this guy, he's one of we ask for him is ceasefire, stop the killing, stop the killing. How difficult is this? And then you try to blackmail us with reproductive rights and minority rights. And I said yesterday, if a woman, I hope that will never happen, if a woman loses her reproductive rights in Tennessee, she can go to California and get an abortion. If a woman in Gaza, she does have nowhere to go. So you are basically killing that. You are clocking people in, and you're allowing the Israel, who's been a burden on American politics, a burden of American economy, a burden of economy of American best interests in the country.
And it doesn't bother you that Donald Trump, if he were watching this interview, would think, that's fantastic. I've got people like Bassem Youssef saying that he wants Joe Biden to lose the election.
I'm not going to be blackmailed into saying that I'm going to be enable Trump to win. The Democrats did that to themselves. And they cannot continue pretending that they are on our side, and then they need our votes during the election. And then for the next 4 years, they screw us up and they kill our people back in the Middle East. So I'm not going to be blackmailed into that. whatever happens, like it's weird. I've been only a citizen for 4 years. I was so happy that I voted for Bernie Sanders, by the way.
All right.
You know, and then I voted for Biden because I'm blue no matter who. And then I find this. So you know what? America took 4 years in order for me to make me check out of elections. So good job. Good job. Good job, Biden.
That's so intriguing. It's so interesting. Listen, I would first want to point out that we've seen from Donald Trump's rhetoric, Jamie, thank you. We've seen from Donald Trump's rhetoric that if he were in charge, it would be, I think, maybe worse. And Donald Trump's done stuff that Democrats were afraid to do. He moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, right? That's something that no Democrat had the balls to do that. And the Palestinians were enraged by that. The Arab community was really pissed off about it. He also, had something called the Pompeo Doctrine during his administration, which said that any type of taking of houses and kicking Palestinians off their land was not an illegal act by, international law. That was just recently reversed by Joe Biden. I mean, this is one area where you can say that even Donald Trump is worse than Joe Biden, like Cuba, labeling Cuba a state sponsor of terror. So it's very interesting when he talks about these things. But Bassem Youssef here made an interesting point. At least Donald Trump is honest about his feelings and where he's at. You understand exactly where he's coming from. We've said this before, that Donald Trump has gotten in trouble for telling the truth, not for telling lies. That's when he's gotten himself in hot waters, when he said, oh my God, you shouldn't have said that. You just told the truth. So it's very interesting because you know what you're going to get from Donald Trump. He said it the other day in South Carolina, after October 7th, how dare we tell the Israelis they can't protect themselves. They got to watch out for China. No, I mean, that kind of thing all the time. So, Joe Biden and the fugaziness, the lying, and the way they do blackmail you using all these, I don't want to say woke, but social issues. They bring the social issues, reproductive rights, race issues. They bring these to the table and they use these to leverage votes for awful choices they make in, foreign policy. And then you'll see a lot of leftist, YouTubers or leftist streamers that will go ahead and repeat this stuff. Well, Genocide Joe is awful in Israel, but we got to vote for him because we want to make sure that a woman has a right to choose. And Donald Trump is just not there. Oh, we got, he's bombing the hell out of, innocent people in the Donbass, and he armed the Azov battalion. But you know what? He's better on racial issues than Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is just a racist, so we have to vote for Joe Biden. They'll use all these things. Donald Trump, he's awful against the LGBT community, so we got to support Joe Biden and his imperialism all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We have to. I mean, it's awful. So it's kind of refreshing in a way, even though I disagree. I think that Joe Biden is a hair bit better when it comes to Israel. Like he said, he reversed the Pompeo Doctrine, and that was something that's awful. Saying that these settlements in the West Bank are now an international crime, which, don't get me wrong, once again, it's the fugaziness, it's the fakeness that Bassem Youssef is pointing out right here, that they tell you one thing. Oh, we wish Netanyahu would stop, going crazy and bombing everyone. It's like saying that I wish this guy would stop beating his wife, but you're giving him the belt to beat his wife with. It's lying to your face. It's two-faced. It's hypocritical. It's awful, and it needs to stop.